So, you love K-pop demon hunters. Yeah! Let's take a look at the movie where the real demons are the ones we bury inside. What if I told you the reason you love K-pop demon hunters isn't because of the songs, the characters, or even Derpy the cat? Although he is very lovely. For a movie filled with flashy battles, I mean, come on. The real battles with weight in this film aren't external, they're internal. On the surface, K-pop Demon Hunters checks all the boxes for me. Slick animation, beautiful character design, an absolute banger soundtrack. Heels, nails, blade, mascara, fit check for my napalm era. What if I told you I can't get through a single performance of Huntrix singing Golden live without feeling like I want to burst into tears? And yeah, I'm already into Korean culture. The food, the K-dramas, and the good old-fashioned karaoke and drinking sessions. So trust me, this movie had me at ramen. This movie isn't really just about killing demons, it's about learning how to live with yourself. Set in modern-day Seoul, our heroes are the latest in a long line of demon hunters that use the powers of song and dance to repel the demons below. You've got Zoe, our Shinkla knife-wielding rapper specialist, Mira, our spear-wielding main choreographer. And then you have my favorite, Roomie. She's the sword-wielding leader and main vocalist of the group. She's also the emotional anchor of this film. And boy, what an anchor she is, but I'll get to that in a second. Our big bad in this story is Guima, Lord of the Demon World. He's like this giant purple flame.
You are weak, pathetic, useless.
His name is actually a play on the Korean word magui, which literally translates to demon. He plans to overrun humanity with the power of human souls. To do this, he recruits Jinu, a 400-year-old biba-playing demon performer, to form the Saja Boys.
A demon boy band?
To siphon away Huntrix's fanbase, the spiritual fuel that powers the Hanmun, this magical barrier that protects the human world from the demon world. Cool little fun fact, the word Saja means lion or Grim Reaper. Cool little double meaning that's expressed through their outfits and crest. At the start of the film, Huntrix is presumably at their peak, #1 on the K-pop charts.
Woo! Look at these social numbers!
And on the verge of achieving the golden Hanmun, powerful enough to seal away Guima forever.
Once the hunters turn the Holman gold, it's over for us!
K-pop Demon Hunters works so damn well because it banks on something completely uncommercial. It builds its entire story around shame. You may already know what this may feel like. It's the sinking feeling in your chest, or the urge to disappear. It's that tightening in your shoulders, or that shallow breath you might have. Clinically, shame is an internalized response to anticipated or actual social devaluation that targets the self rather than the action. It's that voice that says to you, if they see all of me, they're all gonna leave. Each of our characters becomes a conduit from which to explore different facets of shame. Zoe's shame doesn't come from belonging.
Why are you looking at me?
Eagerness to please. Maybe a little too eager.
You guys would tell me if I was really like that, right?
She's the youngest, but that also makes her the least experienced. Her Korean Americanness, she was raised in Burbank, California, is something that conflicts with her being in the K-pop industry. One that has an obsession with Korean authenticity. Zoe doesn't fear failure, she fears being tolerated. Mira's shame comes from conditional love. She's the black sheep of her family.
I don't know why, because she's so cool. Who else could wear a sleeping bag to the Met Gala?
Raised in a traditional Korean household that values certain Korean expectations, where emotional restraint might equal maturity, and bluntness reads as disrespect. Her inability to fill that mold comes at the cost of feelings of acceptance. Then we have Roomie, whose shame really makes the heart of this film. Despite being an ass-kicking demon hunter, she's half demon herself. A fact that she has gone great lengths to hide from the world and herself. Her demon patterns are a physical representation of the shame.
Celine, do hunters kill all demons?
Yes.
And thanks to Celine, her mentor and former hunter herself, Roomie is raised with this philosophy where you must only show yourself as flawless.
We are hunters. Voices strong. Your faults and fears must never be seen.
So she builds her entire life around concealment. Presumably due to her half-demonness, Roomie's vocal range is insane.
It brings us to tears.
Some would say supernatural. But the more she tries to hide her shame, the more her patterns grow, until she loses her ability to sing Huntrix's new single, Golden.
No.
It's their coup de grace of sorts to achieve the Golden Hanmun.
No more hiding, I'll be shining.
The story isn't exactly subtle here. It's saying, hey, you've been hiding behind your persona and your singing for so long, we're going to take all that away so you can see yourself for who you really are.
I know I believe.
Why now when I'm so close? Why?
And then there's Jinu, leader of the Saja Boys. Like all bad boys, his past is complicated.
Watch yourself.
As a human, he lived a life of poverty as a street performer, until he made a pact with Guima to let him live in the palace. Unfortunately, it comes at the cost of having to leave his family in poverty.
And I was condemned to the demon world, prisoner of Guima for all eternity.
To escape the pain of his shame, he makes a deal with Guima to defeat Huntrix in exchange of his memories being erased. You see, Roomie and Jinu are actually counterparts to each other.
A hunter who's part demon?
Where Roomie wants to erase her demon self, Jinu wants to remove the part of him that makes him human. You can think of it as two responses to the same type of wound. Jinu doesn't see Roomie as broken. He sees her as a symbol of possibilities. And it's through him we see a different side of Roomie that even Mira and Zoe haven't seen. She speaks of her shame.
You made a mistake, Jinu.
It's not that simple.
But I am a mistake. Have been since the moment I was born.
She's not an obstacle to overcome. She's just a person, pajamas and all.
Teddy bears and choo-choo trains?
And this vulnerability allows her voice to return. She's finally openly acknowledging her shame. If you've seen some of my other content, you probably already know that I'm a bit of a sucker for love stories. And what I love is that their budding romance is understated.
Bracelet for your beautiful girlfriend?
Oh no, we're not.
no.
She's not even my type.
Excuse me? I'm everyone's type.
It's got that feeling of longing that kind of heightens the stakes for two people just trying to figure things out. It's really beautiful. Of course, that's what makes the sting of Jinu's betrayal even more painful. Jinu betrays Roomie by exposing her patterns to the world.
You're a demon, just like me.
Effectively breaking Huntrix up. With everything collapsing around her, Roomie begs Celine to take her life. But Celine, governed by her philosophy, tells Roomie to hide.
We can cover those up and put everything right again.
But it's in this pivotal moment that Roomie begins to understand something significant. This shame doesn't really go away, it just mutates into something else. This ideal of flawlessness requires suppression of her fears, anger, self-identity. This idea of protecting the world becomes poisoned by denial, repression, and the psychological cost of maintaining it. And something that requires their heroes to hate parts of themselves is incredibly toxic.
If this is the Hanmun I'm supposed to protect, I'm glad to see it destroyed.
With the barrier gone, the Saja Boys gather their thousands of fans to harvest their souls, serenading them with the thematic inverse of Huntrix's mission.
Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed. Play me on repeat, good how she in your head.
Where Golden is about acceptance and this idea that I may be broken but I'm still worthy, Your Idol is more about dependency and filling that void. Where Golden is meant to heal shame, Your Idol is essentially farming it. It's a song about parasocial love, a connection that feels safe because it never asks you to be seen.
Your idol.
But with the world in darkness, our hero Roomie steps forward.
We are hunters, voices strong.
Not purified or
Slaying
hidden,
demons with our song.
but finally whole.
Fix the world and make it right. When darkness finally meets the light.
The final resolution is so satisfying because you finally get to see our heroes give themselves the permission they've been seeking all along. Self-love by accepting all parts of themselves.
We broke into a million
Mira and Zoe let go of their shame and reawaken. Roomie's patterns, usually glowing Guima's purple, are now a confident blue.
Your voices do not defeat.
And in a wonderful redemption arc, Genu, whose shame stems from all his selfish motives, sacrifices himself to protect Roomie.
No, I wanted to set you free.
A truly selfless act that earns him back his soul that he entrusts to Roomie.
And now, I give it to you.
Is he actually dead though? Maybe he's the soul of her sword, I don't know. Together, with the power of their fans awakening from their shame, Huntrix is able to create a new Hanmoon, one that isn't built on perfection or a projection of a false self, but the integration of the true self, warts and all. And that is why K-pop Demon Hunters stays with you. The real monsters aren't the ones trying to chase us. They're the parts of ourselves we're taught to hide. The film argues that shame isn't something to be defeated with strength, it's something to outgrow with time and acceptance. And maybe even more than that, forgiveness. Not the kind you hope from others, but the kind that only you can give yourself. Because the parts of you that have been shaped by fear, mistakes, or survival are not evidence of failure. They're proof you're human. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason I feel like crying every time I hear Golden. Maybe for a few minutes, that song gives us something that we all crave. Permission to love yourself. Your whole self.